I'm Richard Lewis reporting for Cabaret.org. I'm here with the two finalists at Soke and Naniwa. The finals just been completed and Naniwa's won, but I'll come to you in a moment. Going to ask you first, Soke. You got all the way to the final, and I don't think a lot of people expected you to do that well. I don't know if that's true or not. Certainly, it seemed to be quite a divisive issue. What do you think? Are you happy with the way you played?
Well, looking aside from the games I lost, I'm happy with how I played. I think second place in a tournament with this many good players is really good. I expected to get at least top 3, at least that was like my minimal expectations. Once you get in the final you want to win it, but second place is okay.
Well, what do you think that your opponent here did so well in the final that meant you were unable to beat him? What did you find a challenge to overcome?
The problem in the final was that I made mistakes which he didn't make. I played a bit sloppy and maybe unconcentrated, so he didn't do the mistakes I did, and that's why I won.
And I'll come to you, Naniwa, as well. Obviously, you just come out of a win at Dallas, which probably put you in good stead. I mean, were you looking at this competition as an easy win?
Of course not. I always have trouble against Select and Show. And Soke is always good in PvP as well, so it was not easy.
It was not easy, but yet you managed to come out on top. So I mean, are you very pleased with the performance overall? I mean, do you think that there's still things you could have changed in your game along the way, or are you just happy to get the victory?
I think there is always room to improve, but I wasn't really expecting to win, but I was hoping to win. I think I had a good chance at least, and I'm happy that I won.
Well, I want to ask you a little bit as well, just about a fellow Team Dignitas colleague, the young Bling, and how he got on. I'm sure it'll mean a lot for him to be in an organisation with somebody like yourself. It was his first time out. You're kind of the informed player. How do you think he got on, and have you been helping him refine his game?
Yeah, we speak a lot online, and he observes a lot of my games. So I try to teach him where he goes wrong to improve his game, and I think he did quite well in this tournament. He beat Hasob, who is a very experienced LAN player, so I think he did very good.
I want to ask you as well, just about the competition as a whole and how you found it. I know you're an experienced campaigner yourself. Where do you think this Alienware tournament sort of has ranked for you, and certainly what are going to be the lasting moments you're going to take away from it when you return home?
Ranked as in skill-wise?
Yeah, kind of just the overall experience, how much you've enjoyed it, how well you thought it's been run, the level of competition, just some general kind of thoughts about whether you've, pros and cons.
It was a bit sad that we only had 6 players and there weren't that many games. Even though we only had 6 players, there are 5 out of those 6 players are players who can win many tournaments, or who have the skill to win tournaments. So skill-wise it was pretty good. I was actually expecting less from the venue and how you could play the playing circumstances. So I was pleasantly surprised there. And it's been fun so far. When I have a look around the venue later, I liked it. It was better than I expected.
One thing I also want to ask you, if I don't, people will just be raging at me and it's not worth my while. There's been this sort of recurring thing that's been, out there about attitude, and certainly some people seem to think that you can be quite a difficult chap and come across wrong online. Is this a persona? Is that people being wrong just because they don't know you? Is it about being totally focused in a tournament, or is it something that's just a fiction? People have just manufactured this. What's your take on it?
Well, obviously they think so for a reason, but everyone gets angry when they lose. Some people choose to not show it, and I think it's a bit unprofessional to show it, but I've been working on it a lot.
This is sort of just for both of you. People have been talking a lot at this event about balancing the game. We saw no Zerg competitors. The one Zerg competitor dropped out. We only saw 2 Terran people here, I think. Is that correct? Am I wrong?
We had only 2 Terrans here.
Oh yeah, 2 Terrans. That's good. I'm right then. That's good. I haven't got it wrong. Yeah, and I was going to say, and Protoss seems to be pretty much where people are at the moment. Well, why do you think that is? I mean, is there something that we could fundamentally fix within the StarCraft 2 game, or Do you think that's just the way it is, or people need to learn their other races and Protoss just have that early game advantage? What are your general thoughts about what could be done in terms of the future of competitive StarCraft 2?
First thing, there were supposed to be 3 Terrans, 3 Protoss and 2 Zerg here. Like the no-shows made more Protoss be here than any other race. And having 3 top Protoss at this event and only 2 top Terran doesn't make a PvP finals that surprising. I mean, it can happen. About balance, I wouldn't agree with all the whining.
You don't agree with, and you see it as whining?
Of course.
Yeah. Do you agree with that? Do you think it's a lot of people whining, or do you think that maybe there is some fundamental things that a future patch could fix?
The difference between the time when Terran won every tournament and now is that it's always the same Protoss players. It's never a new player who comes from nowhere and wins. It's always someone who has been there, put up good results, so it's never like a random guy. I don't think it's because of imbalance.
Okay. Well, just to finally wrap it up, what's next on the agenda for you, and what tournaments can we expect to see you at in the future, and what will you be aiming to achieve from them?
I'd like to win NASL and MLG. It's going to be hard. Also, I've got the EPS quarterfinal in 2 weeks. I'll train for that and hope to do well there. And otherwise, there's so many tournaments, and you're going to see me in most of them.
Great stuff. And for you, the same question: where are we going to see the great Naniwa next?
Most of the same tournament as him. A lot of online tournaments like NASL, Black Dragon League. Something else, right? Some other online tournaments. I don't know all of them. There's just so many tournaments now, but I will try to play everything
GSL.
I can. Yeah, oh right, TSL. If I am still in it.
Aiming to win them all, of course.
Yeah, of course, but it will be hard, but I will try.
That's great. Well, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us today. Safe journeys home. Congratulations on the win. Commiserations on second place. And all the people out there at carrot.org, that pretty much wraps up all the video coverage. But do stay tuned to our website for all the rest of the stuff that's coming from the Gadget Show Live here at Birmingham NEC.